We try, and you know what, we have 3 vehicles to work with. And on one event, 2 of them went down. So, you know, I mean, it's a little tough sometimes. We don't have the man hours, or we don't have the personnel or the equipment like the city of Fort Atkins. They have 13 vehicles and equally the same amount of miles of road as we do. We have country roads. Walking, these are streets, they're not sidewalks. So walking in a street, you take your hands in your own accord. If you want a sidewalk around your property, you got 3/4 of an acre, do lefts. So, we're not required to get it down to pavement, but we try. You know, we go through and do a cleanup, and we do all 70 miles of our community a single pass, so that people can get home. You know, our policy is 3 inches on the road before we send them out, because these guys are going to be out for 8, 9, and 10 hours. And if you've ever been in a snowplow as a passenger, your back hurts, and it's not because it's, you know, a Cadillac. It is a full-size 70,000-pound vehicle. It's like driving to Minneapolis and back in a snowstorm. Your nerves are frazzled. Yes, you may get a mailbox hit, but you're also driving a piece of equipment the size of this room in a road that's designed for cars. So unfortunately, we do have a couple of mailboxes that get hit. John, you drove, you can attest to this. It's not a picnic by no means. You get out, your back hurts.
Right.
You're frazzled. You know you gotta get out there. You know you want your friends, your neighbors, your family to get home safe. But in the same fact, you have 3 guys plowing 70 miles, and that's 70 miles times 2, because you go up one way, yeah, turn around and come back the other way. And it takes 6.5 hours to do a single session. And
Per
route. And there's 3 routes. So, I mean, we go from Town Hall all the way up to Oxbow, which could take you
It's 13 miles out.
13 miles to get out there one way, and then you got to do both sides of the road. So, you know, the way the guys are trying, they're trying their damnedest. They're not, you know.
Are we allowed to talk about that?
Oh.
But I just think, I've been in that same home in that same cul-de-sac for 19 years, and I just feel like over the course of the years, in the past few years, it's gotten, the quality of what we're paying for out there has gotten less in the subdivision of plowing, in that area of plowing, I think.
Right.
Otherwise,
If the policy is 3 inches, unfortunately what freezes underneath, when the plow comes, they can't scrape that. I mean, it was an unusual year. In almost every snow event until the last one, it rained, it changed over, and then it snowed. And that's where you're getting the ruts, because all that ice. And there were some where the water, where it melted, we had the meltdown, and they had water, and then it froze, it snowed, and the weight of the snow pushed the water out from underneath, and it was running across the road. It was a difficult year, I think, but it was a difficult year. Not saying that there's no, and I've gotten a lot of people that said the same thing, that the snow plowing this year, but I think it was the weather, was some of it also. And we have a finite budget. We don't levy taxes here. That comes from the county, and the county says you got X amount of dollars to do it, and if we spend it all on snow plowing, then when there's a pothole, you won't be able to patch the pothole because we don't have any money because we spent it on snow plowing. So there are fiscal constraints that the board has to deal with to manage what money we have. And as long as you understand that and the amount of money in your taxes that actually comes to the township,
3%.
3%.
So I actually took some numbers down. If you have a $240,000 house, you pay $4,700 in taxes. Your 3% that the Koshkonong gets is $140. So if you didn't get your $140 worth of snow plowing this year, good God, you know, we're all in the same boat as far as it, you know.
For us, it's frustrating because I don't think most people, they see the taxes they paid and don't realize that the school takes half.
47.
Yeah, almost half.
Yeah.
And then the county takes. And really, it's a very small amount. And I was surprised when I started researching it that how little of your property taxes actually goes to the township.
And that $140 is for the whole year: the potholes, the trees, the parks, fire protection.
Ambulance.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel you. I live on Friedel. I live right across the way from you on Half-Barth, and it's, you know, it sucks when you're rattling down your subdivision. You're sliding all over the place. But we had snow after snow after snow. I mean, I came in, I helped plow for 40 hours since January. I'm not a snow plower, I'm a town chairman, you know? But I did it because I seen Gary, I mean, his eyes were as red as his shirt, you know, because he'd get up at 2:30 in the morning and drive until whenever, and then have to fix the machines or load them up and come back in, and those, you know, those three guys were running roughshod. So, tried to help.